He's got the motivation of going to a World Cup. He's got the motivation of proving Chelsea wrong for getting rid of him. But he's also got the motivation to prove the Arsenal fans wrong who doubted him coming to the football club.
I mean, the massive story is Noni Madueke, who was not that well received as a signing, partly because of the price tag that he came from Chelsea, a hated enemy of Arsenal Football Club. But he's looked like Arsenal's best player, quite possibly, over these first few weeks. I mean, I think Zubamendi's been fantastic as well, but he's very frightening out there. I mean, you were a left back once. I can't imagine you would have liked to see him line up.
No, he's such a difficult player to sort of play against because he can go down the line or he can cut inside. My biggest fear about Madueke was he started extremely well last season for Chelsea and he tailed off when he had competition. When he feels like he's the main man and he's playing in that right wing position where Saka is now not available. Now bring Saka back into the fold and suddenly you're playing a bit part role or you're having to fight with someone. Does he have that mentality to fight for that shirt? I feel last season that he almost got agitated, got annoyed at the manager for leaving him out in certain games and big games. And I just wonder what his response will be this year. Hopefully it's a maturity and an understanding that I can't let this happen again. I need to learn from the experiences of last year. He's a magnificent player. He's one of those players that can create something individually on his own, possesses that quality. I think it's a really smart signing from Mikel Arteta. I thought it was a great signing because when you are playing Champions League and you're playing Carabao Cup, FA Cup, you do need players who can go into the depths, and that's what Arsenal have built now. They've built a squad that is capable of doing that. So yeah, really positive signing.
Yeah, and there will be matches for him, I think. You know, as you say, that they're in so many competitions. They're hoping to go deep in all of them. He'll surely have matches to play. I'm curious, though, your thoughts. It reminds me a bit, it's a reverse situation, but the Trent Alexander-Arnold departure and how that was greeted by fans. Noni Madueke, the response online was pretty vitriolic and,
Yeah.
very, very negative, very, very harsh. I'm wondering if you feel like football has changed at all in that respect. Obviously, there were always players that fans didn't really want to be signed and blah, blah, blah. But it feels sort of different to me these days in how there's this volcano, this eruption of negative sentiment towards players moving.
Yeah, I think the big thing is now we've got social media. Everyone's got a voice and an opinion, and they can put it out there, and that's what happens. I think it was interesting, wasn't it? At the weekend, he actually got a standing ovation
Yeah.
from the Arsenal fans, and that's how you silence the critics, and that's what you have to do. But what you've got to have is you've got to have a strong mindset and a strong and a backbone to be able to shrug off that criticism, not read it, not listen to it, not worry about it. Trust your ability that you are a good player and that you can suddenly turn things around. Now it's took him 3 games to turn it round. So suddenly now Arsenal fans can't wait to see him on the pitch and saying how much of a great deal this is to bring a player of this quality into the football club, and it's exactly what we needed. So how the narrative can change so quickly is incredible. But there's only one person that can do that, and that's him. I suppose you've got the support act of Mikel Arteta, who brought him into the football club. He believed that that was the right thing to do. But there is an element where you just go, yeah, I'm the one who's going to have to change the narrative around me joining the football club. And so far, he's done a magnificent job. But it is a long season. And I'm sure at some point, if he does have a dip in form, you will get the people coming out, the vultures will circle, and suddenly it'll be like, we told you we shouldn't have signed him. He's not good enough for our football club. That happens in the game. People have opinions. It's about blocking the opinions out and making sure you stay true to yourself.
Yeah, it seems like he's super motivated, both to prove it to, the Arsenal world, also probably to prove it to Chelsea because they were fairly happy to send him on his way. I think
Yeah, I
he
think
does have
also
a
as
point,
well.
point to prove.
Well, also as well, we're in a World Cup year. This is a
Yeah.
huge season where he wants to go to a World Cup. Now, he knows now if he plays and plays exceptionally well, and we saw him for England, he is he's definitely in Thomas Tuchel's plans. So now he's got a real motivation. He's got the motivation of going to a World Cup. He's got the motivation of proving Chelsea wrong for getting rid of him. But he's also got the motivation to prove the Arsenal fans wrong who doubted him coming to the football club. I mean, what a way to look at it. People can get down on that and think, God, this is too much pressure on me. Well, he's obviously enjoying the pressure, and he's a very, very confident player. And I think he might be a confident base player, but what a superb player he is.